live from the MVG Production Studios on YouTube. It's time once again for our biggest tournament of the year. 10 contestants will battle it out through 7 classic game shows, testing their strategies, knowledge, and luck. In the end, only one person will be able to call themselves champion. Who will it be this year? Find out as we play the 2025 Game Show Marathon. And now, here is the master of the marathon, Brandon Scruggs.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and hello, everybody. Welcome back to night number 2 of the 2025 Game Show Marathon right here at MVG Productions. Glad you could be here with us once again. Tonight, we are kicking off a quarterfinals round with our 9 remaining contestants after we saw Aaron successfully cash his ticket into the semifinals this year with a big win on The Price is Right, sending our jackpot now up to $368,355 in cash and prizes so far, with more still to come. So let's get the quarterfinals kicked off on the way as we head once around the block as we play Monopoly tonight on Game Show Marathon.
Yes, Monopoly, the world's most popular board game, is now the world's most popular TV game show. Let's meet the players. The red player, Adam Oliver, the gold player, Russ Bielefeld, and the green player, Travis Coulter. Here comes Mr. Monopoly and your host, Turd Ferguson.
Yes, keep the applause down. We're going to wake the neighbors next door. Welcome, everybody, here to Monopoly as a part of this year's 2025 Game Show Marathon here at MVG Productions. This is the first quarterfinal game here this year. We are really excited about what we have got coming up here for you tonight. We have got 3 players that were able to get themselves qualified last night as a part of the Price is Right. So let's go ahead and meet them now. In our red podium, he was able to earn himself last night $79,257. Please welcome to the Monopoly stage, Mr. Adam Oliver.
Hello.
Adam, good to have you here this evening.
Yeah, great to be here.
So yes, over $79,000 last night. I know that's got to make you pretty excited as a way to start off this year's marathon.
Yeah, it was great.
Man of few words. So coming into this game tonight, you have got 2 absolute powerhouses that you're going up against. Tell me, any apprehension as you get started in tonight's game to see if you can make it into the semifinals?
Well, I just hope the questions would be in my favor, and I hope I get enough information so I could buzz in quick.
Well, no, that is definitely one of the big things here about this game is being able to be lightning quick on the buzzer, just as much as it is about knowing the trivia. So we're going to wish you the best of luck here tonight as we go on to meet your opponents. And this one makes me excited. Not that I'm pulling for any one individual player here, but he has not been with us here on the Monopoly stage in quite a while, and it is an absolute honor to have him back. Our gold player this evening coming in with $3,104. Please welcome back after a long, long time away, Mr. Russ Bielefeld. Well, I think everybody out there in the MVG universe, Russ, has one question they want to ask, and it's this. Did you wear your diaper tonight knowing that I'm going to make you piss your pants?
Oh, I'm just wearing my regular underwear here, so.
Well, I hope you've got an extra pair sitting on the desk next to you because it's going to happen. I have a feeling.
Well, we'll see.
We will see. So, yeah, it's been a long time since we had you here. It's definitely good to have you back. What did you miss most about Monopoly?
I don't know, hostile takeovers?
Hey, Hostile Takeovers is fun, and it's something we have found here. There's either going to be a heck of a lot of them in the game tonight, or there won't be a single one. So we'll see if that works out in your favor. Good luck to you tonight as we meet the final contestant here. He was able to qualify here for this quarterfinal game by earning $2,500 and a spot on the Price is Right stage. Please welcome our normal announcer during our Grandma Studio season Monopoly. It's Travis Coulter.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Let's see. The answer would be what Travis is not going to win tonight, this game. No, hey, you have got just as much a chance as everybody on this stage here. Travis, it's good to have you here. I know it's always got to be a little weird for you being in the behind the podium instead of in your announcer box.
Sometimes, but it's always good to, I guess, try to take on a challenge, and I know that tonight is going to be one, and I'm just going to give it my best, and I hope that I come out on top.
I'm sorry, the correct answer was no, it's not.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah, so Travis, being able to get yourself qualified, coming into this game, knowing that you've got Adam and Oliver that you're going, Adam and Oliver, good Lord, Adam and Russ that you're going up against. That's what happens when Travis Coulter calls you on the phone before the daggone episode starts taping.
Is Monopoly ready yet?
No, I don't think it is. So, yes, you've got Adam and Russ you're going up against tonight. Which one of those players are you more concerned about?
Well, I mean, Adam does know his stuff, so if I'm not fast enough, I know that Adam can definitely jump in there and get it, and I know I'm definitely watching out for Russ. He was definitely I believe you had him as a 5-time champion on here, and you don't do that by beating the same people here, so...
Well, and Russ was actually one of our season's overall champions. I believe that was season 1. So, he's definitely a handful. And, hey, you are a handful as well. And Adam can hold his own. So we wish you the best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our contestants. All right. So, of course, tonight's game is going to work pretty much what you are used to seeing here on the Grandma Studio series. So, of course, we start with our acquisition phase of the game. We're going to make one trip all the way around the board. We're going to stop at each individual property. We are going to give those players a trivia question to answer for the dollar amount that you see at the bottom of that property. If they get it correct, they will earn that dollar amount. If they get it wrong, they're going to lose that dollar amount, and the other two players will still have an opportunity to answer. If no one gets the question correct, then we will cut the dollar amount in half one time and one time only until we get a correct answer. So, with that being said, we're going to do a quick buzzer test. So, Adam, if you could buzz in. Fantastic, Russ. Even better, and Travis. Fantastic. I see I didn't cut the green wire deep enough. All right, so let's get into it here as we start with our Brown property group and Mediterranean Avenue. Players, this is a $60 property. Here comes your first question of the quarterfinal round of Game Show Marathon. Players, in geometry, how many right angles does a right-angled triangle have? Russ.
It has just one.
It does have one. $60 to you. Takes you up to 60, and you have one of the Brown properties. Next up is Baltic Avenue, worth $60 as well. What character did Leonardo DiCaprio play in the 1996 film Travis?
Jack?
No, I'm sorry, that's going to cost you 60. I'll finish the question. In the 1996 film Romeo and Juliet. Russ.
I hope it's Romeo.
And you are correct. $60 comes over to you. Now, with that, you already own both Brown properties, so we're going to give you $120 of combined value and turn those properties gold. That's going to take you up to $240. We now move over to our light blue properties. We start with Oriental Avenue, which is worth $100. The art of planning the decoration and furnishings of a room or building. Travis?
Feng Shui.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you another 100. I'll finish the question. Furnishings of a room or building is called interior what? Adam?
Decorating.
No, I'm sorry. I cannot accept that. That's going to cost you 100. Russ? Go ahead.
Sure, I'll try it. Interior design.
Design is correct. $100 to you takes you up to 340. We now move over to Vermont Avenue, worth 100. In money, what is the official currency of Australia? Russ?
The Australian dollar.
The Australian dollar is correct. $100 to you takes you to 440. You own 2 of the light blues. Next up, Connecticut Avenue, worth 120. In travel, which country would you be flying to if you were arriving at Indira Gandhi International Airport? Travis?
You said country, India.
India is correct. 120 over to you takes you to negative 40. And we are ready for our first showdown. So here, Russ, you own 2 of the properties, so I only need 1 correct answer from you to take the Monopoly. Travis, you only own 1 of the properties, so I'm going to need 2 correct answers. Adam, you will be sitting out here. So here we go. Remember, there is no money at stake here, so you do not lose anything with an incorrect answer. In film, Brad Pitt stars as Tyler Durden in which 1999 action movie? Russ?
I'm going to try Fight Club.
Fight Club is correct, and you have taken the light blue property group. Let's turn that gold and give you $320 of combined value, which takes you up to $760. We now make our turn onto 2nd Street with our magenta properties, and we start with St. Charles Place, which is worth $140. All 3 players are available again. In nature, counting what on a tree's trunk can enable you... And that's Travis.
The rings.
The rings is correct. $140 to you takes you up to positive $100. That's 1 magenta. Next up, States Avenue for $140. In television, Mel Blanc provided the voice for Barney in which prehistoric cartoon? Adam?
The Flintstones.
Flintstones is correct. $140 to you takes you to positive 40. 1 for Adam, 1 for Travis. Next up, Virginia Avenue for $160. In pop music, which British artist performed the hit song Stan with Eminem at the... And that's Russ.
Elton John.
Elton John is correct. 160 to you takes you to 920. And we're ready for another showdown. All 3 players have 1 property. So whichever one of you can give me 2 correct answers first, they do not have to be consecutive, will take the Monopoly. Again, no money at risk. Here we go. In history, what was the first name of the 18th century British explorer Captain Cook? Travis.
James.
James is correct. That's 1 correct answer for you. 1 more, you have the Monopoly. Swedish pop group Europe had a UK #1 single in 1986 with a song entitled The Final What? Russ.
I'm not going to sing it here, but it's The Final Countdown.
Oh, God, I love the song. The Final Countdown is correct. That's 1 for you, Russ. Pines are members of which large family of trees? Travis.
Conifers.
Conifers is correct, and you have taken the magenta property group. Let's turn it green and give you $440 of combined value, which takes you up to $540. We now move into our orange property group, and we start with St. James Place, worth $180. In criminology, what term applies to the scientific investigation of a crime? Russ.
Forensics.
Forensics is correct. 180 to you takes you to 1100, and you have 1 orange. Next up, Tennessee Avenue for 180. In television, Lawrence Turod played B.A. Baracus. Russ.
The A-Team.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you 180. And the buzzer came a little late there. That's odd. All right, we'll finish the question. Played B.A. Baracus in the A-Team. By what name is the actor more commonly known? Travis.
Mr. T.
Mr. T is correct. 180 to you takes you up to 720. All right, that's one for Russ, one for Travis. Next up, New York Avenue for $200. In theater, what on the roof is the title of a... And that's Russ.
Fiddler.
Fiddler is correct. $200 to you takes you to 1120. All right, time for another showdown. Russ, once again, I need one correct answer from you. Travis, I will need two from you. And Adam, you'll be sitting this one out. So here we go. Remember, no money at risk. According to the theory of relativity, what is the highest speed possible? Russ?
The speed of light.
Speed of light is correct, and you have taken the orange property group. Let's turn that one gold. Give you $560 of combined value, which takes you up to $1,680. We now make our turn onto 3rd Street and our red property group. We start with Kentucky Avenue, worth $220. All players are back in the game. In the 1975 film, what type of shark was Jaws? And that's Russ.
Great white shark.
Great white is correct. 220 to you takes you to 1900. You have one red. Next up, Indiana Avenue for 220. In human biology, where does digestion start? Adam.
The mouth.
The mouth is correct. 220 to you takes you to $260. One for Russ, one for Adam. Next up is Illinois Avenue for $240. In the United States, what do the initials of the press agency AP stand for? Russ.
Associated Press.
Associated Press is correct. 240 to you takes you to 2140. Once again, another showdown that we have here involving Russ. Russ, only one correct answer as usual from you. Adam, you're going to need two. And Travis, you'll sit this one out. In nature, apiculture is the practice of keeping which sort of... Russ?
I'm going to take a shot here. Bees.
They're everywhere! Yes, bees is correct. And Russ, you have taken the red property group. Let's turn that one gold as well and give you $680 of combined value, which takes you up to $2,820. We now move over to our yellow properties. We start with Atlantic Avenue, worth $260. Once again, all players are back in. In a standard game of gin rummy, how many cards are dealt to each player at the beginning? That's Adam.
7.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you $260, taking you to 0. Russ or Travis? Russ.
Haven't played a while, but I'm going to try 10.
10 is correct. $260 to you takes you to $3,080, and you have one gold property. Next up, Ventnor Avenue for $260. In science, which element was formerly called inflammable air? Russ.
Oxygen?
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you $260. Travis or Adam? Adam.
Helium.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $260 as well. Travis, you want a shot?
I do not know. Sorry.
And we'll let the buzzer get you. I always do that just to make sure out of fairness. It was hydrogen. Hydrogen. All right, so nothing doing there, which means we're going to take Ventnor Avenue and slice it in half. It's now a $130 property. In U.S. history, was John Adams the first or the second president? Travis?
Second.
Second is correct. $130 to you takes you up to $850. One for Russ, one for Travis. Next up, Marvin Gardens at $280. In art, what R is a movement in painting which attempts to represent... And that's Travis.
Renaissance.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $280. I'll complete the question. Which attempts to represent the world in an accurate way. Russ.
Realism.
Realism is correct. $280 to you takes you up to $3,100. All right, another showdown, and guess what? Russ only needs one correct answer to take the yellow properties. Travis, you're going to need two again. Adam, sit back and take a break. In sport, which boxer was known as Iron Mike? Russ?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is correct. And Russ, you have taken the gold property group, or yellow, whichever one you say. Let's turn it gold and give you $800 of combined value, which takes you up to $3,900. We now turn on to 4th Street, and we start with that green property group, which has that very specific property. That's right, it's Pacific Avenue. $300 players, you're all involved. Here's your question. In the animal kingdom, the emu is native to which country? Travis.
Australia.
Australia is correct. $300 takes you up to $870, and he can help you save money on your insurance. Next up, the home of the main man of Game Show Marathon, Brandon Scruggs. It's North Carolina Avenue for $300. In math, how many even numbers are there between 1 and 1,000, Travis?
500.
500 is correct. I was wondering if you were going to get that. It was 1,001. That is correct. $300 to you. Takes you up to $1,170. You have 2 greens. Next up, the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue for $320. In travel, the world's first passenger railway was built in which century? Russ, that was in time.
I'll try it. The 19th century.
The 19th is correct. $320 to you takes you to $4,220. And as we flipped it on its head a little bit, Travis, you have 2 properties, meaning you only need 1 correct answer. Russ, you're actually going to need 2 this time to get that green property group. And Adam, you're going to sit over there and play tiddlywinks. In film, what is the name of the female star of both Pretty Women and The Pelican Brief? Travis.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts is correct, and you have taken the green property group. Let's turn it green and give you $920 of combined value, which takes you up to $2,090. We are now ready for our final property group here as a part of the acquisition phase. It is our dark blues, and we start with Park Place, which is a $350 property. Everybody's in. In nature, what S is a brown pigment which can be made from the ink of cuttlefish? Russ.
Sepia.
Sepia is correct. $350 to you takes you to $45.70, and we are now to our final property. It is Boardwalk. $400 players. Good luck with what may be the final question of the acquisition round. In world geography, in which Middle Eastern country is the Negev Desert? Russ?
Israel.
Israel is correct. $400 for that property takes you to $49.70, and you already own both of the dark blues, so we're going to turn that one gold and give you $750 of combined value, which will take you up to $5,720. And that brings us to the end of the acquisition phase. Let's take a look at where things stand in the moment. So we have got in 3rd place with no properties currently and negative $260 is our red player, Adam Oliver. In 2nd place with 2 monopolies and $2,090 is our green player, Travis Coulter. And in 1st place is our gold player, Russ Bielefeld. He has 6 monopolies and $5,720. We're going to take this commercial break here, and when we come back, our players are going to have spent some of that money doing upgrades to those properties, putting on houses and hotels, and it'll be time for our 15-minute big money round where we find out who's going to be the first person to earn a seat in the semifinals of this year's Game Show Marathon. So come back right here to Monopoly. Welcome back, everybody, here to Monopoly. Man, we have got a good one here for you tonight. But it's going to get even better here because it's time for our 15-minute big money round. And it is that time of the night where I bring in my co-host. It's always good to have him here. He's got the extra fancy gold top hat and tails on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Monopoly himself, Jason Jarrell Quantavius Myers.
Hey, make a suit and go. I feel awesome in this thing.
Now, the question is, Jason, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know this. We know you've got on the gold top hat. Mm-hmm. We know you've got on the gold tails. Yep. We know you've got on the gold pants, the gold shoes.
Right.
Are you wearing the gold thong?
That's what we need to know for everyone else to find out.
And they may be able to find out if they win tonight's game of Monopoly.
Right.
Hey. Yeah, so far
it's not as balls in this suit. Maybe it's because of the light beaming down on all this gold.
Well, this is true. Well, I think that gold has kind of gotten Adam's eyes so far. He was actually kind of holding his own there for a little bit, but then unfortunately a couple of bad answers has got him in the negatives. But yeah, although it looks like Russ is dominating, Travis has absolutely been running neck and neck with him so far. What's been your take from over in Monopolyville?
Pretty much everything that's happened, I imagine, was going to happen before we even said start taping. It's a knockdown, drag him out between Russ and Travis. Adam could pop in. We hope he pops in and play a spoiler to both of them, actually. We'll see what happens.
Well, you know, as they say, once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody would tell me that wasn't my catchphrase. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Okay, so Jason, you've got the special gold dice.
There was. Got a little late on that one.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, you've got the gold dice, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we'll let you get over there to it. As I explained to everybody, of course, this is our 15-minute big money round. Here, we're going to be making as many trips around the board as we possibly can inside of that 15 minutes. If we happen to land on one of the properties, we will give a trivia question to whoever owns that property. It will be worth the rent amount that will show up on the card in the middle of the screen there based on the upgrade they have. And as you see, we have this entire board hoed out, so that means there's a lot of money at stake. If they get the question wrong, they won't lose anything, but it does become a toss-up for the other two players. If one of them gets it correct, they will steal that rent money, but if they get it wrong, it is going to cost them. They will lose that rent money, and that could hurt. Of course, we have got our chance and community chest brought to you by the not-so-fresh feeling of Kevin Henry. We have got our free parking jackpot in the upper left-hand corner. Of course, starts at $500, but I can guarantee you there's going to be money added to that tonight. We have got our utilities, electric company, and waterwork, which can add $100 times the roll on the die for one simple trivia question. And, of course, we have those railroads. And it will be all aboard, as it's going to be one question for a chance at a hostile takeover, which can change this game in an instant. So if everybody's ready, let's play our 15-minute big money round to see who's moving on to the semifinals of Gameshow Marathon. All right, so as soon as Jason gives us that first roll, we'll go ahead and make that move, and that 15 minutes will begin.
Here we go. Good luck to everybody involved. We start out with a 4 and a 2 for a 6.
And that takes us to Oriental Avenue.
And this first question goes to Russ. It's worth $550 since he's got a hotel.
All right, Russ. In U.S. history, Spiro T. Agnew was vice president in whose administration in the 1970s?
Oh, that's Tricky Dick Nixon.
Nixon is correct. 550U takes you to 2270. Next roll, please.
How about a 4 and a 1 for a 5?
And that's St. Charles Place.
And a question that goes to Travis. It's worth $750 for his hotel.
Travis, in science, what is the opposite of centrifugal force?
That's a really good question.
I know, that's why I asked you.
I don't know.
All right, toss up. And that would be Russ.
I think that would be centripetal with a P.
Centripetal is correct. You steal that 750, takes you to 3,020. And next roll.
Doubles, it's a 10.
And that's going to take us over to Kentucky Avenue.
And Russ gets another question headed his way. It's worth 1050.
Russ, in history, which city-state came into existence in 1929 after a treaty between Mussolini and the Pope?
That must be the Vatican City.
Vatican City is correct. 1,050 to you. Takes you to 4070. Next roll.
How about a 4 and a 3 for 7?
And that's Waterworks.
And that's one of our 2 utility properties, players. This question is worth $700 for that 7 I just rolled.
All right, players, hands on buzzers. Which fictional Spanish character attacked windmills, believing them? And that is Travis.
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote is correct, or if it's Jose Cortez, it's Don Quixote. $700 to you, Travis, takes you to $1,290. Next roll.
It's doubles. It's an 8.
And that's Chance.
Uh-oh.
Kevin, what say you?
I don't hear him. Oh, wait. It's Chance! Oh my God! It's Chance!
Such a just a down to earth guy. Just a down to earth guy. All right, this chance card tells us that we're going to advance to Connecticut Avenue. So let's race around the board. And we did pass go as we did that, so let's go ahead and give our players $200 each. And, as we said, we're at Connecticut Avenue now.
And Russ, this question headed for you. It's worth $600.
Russ, in biology, enamel, dentin, and pulp are all part of which teeth found in the mouth?
It's the teeth.
It is the teeth. $600 to you. Takes you to $48.70. Next roll.
It's doubles. It's a 6.
And that's Pennsylvania Railroad.
All aboard, players. It's hostile takeover time, which means one correct answer will give you a chance to take over somebody's property. Good luck.
All right, players. 1973, 1975, or 1977. What year saw the deaths of Elvis Presley, Charlie, and that's Russ?
1977.
That is correct, Russ. All right, so now you're going to get to attack one of Travis's property groups. Would you like to go for the greens or the magentas?
Well, I need to go to a specific property, so you know which one that one is.
Yes. That would be Pacific, so we're attacking those greens. So, of course, Russ, as you know, you're going to need to get 3 correct answers here on 3 separate questions. Do so, and you will steal this property group from Travis. Get it wrong, however, and you will pay the rent amount for whichever property you were sitting on at the time of the incorrect answer. So, best of luck to you. $1,275 is at risk on this first question. In Jordan, is the head of state a monarch, president, or prime minister?
I think it's still a monarchy, so I'm going to say a monarch.
Monarch is correct. Now we move over to North Carolina Avenue at $1,275 risk. What was the full name of the American comic strip which inspired the musical and film Annie?
Little Orphan Annie.
Little Orphan Annie is correct. And finally, get this one correct at Pennsylvania Avenue. You have stolen the green property group. Get it wrong, however, and it's going to cost you $1,400. Here comes that question. In religion, which archangel revealed the message of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad?
Only archangel I can think of is Gabriel, so I'll try Gabriel.
You've just stolen the green property group.
Wow.
So let's turn that gold now. With that comes the $920 of combined value coming to you, which takes you up to $5,709. And that means this hostile takeover was successful. Mr. Monopoly, next roll.
Just hoping this is not a double because that's going to be bad news. And we're good. 61 for a 7.
And Mediterranean Avenue after we pass go, so let's give $200 to the players. And Jason, tell them about Mediterranean.
Oh, it's a property owned by Russ, and it's worth $250 for this question.
I think everything's owned by Russ. What is the name of the small muscular sac that stores and concentrates bile?
It's the gallbladder.
Gallbladder is correct. $250 to you. Takes you to $62.40. Next roll.
4 and 3 for 7.
Vermont Avenue.
Oh, look, another property owned by Russ. This one will be worth $550 for this
I
question.
didn't see that coming. In film, who directed Taxi Driver, Mean Streets, Raging Bull, and Goodfellas?
Oh, well, of course, Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese is correct. $550 to you. Takes you to $67.90. Next roll. We'll see which property of Russ's we're going to hit next.
It's doubles. It's a 12.
And that takes us to free parking. Tell them about it.
Nice. This is open season for all three of you players. It's $500 in a free parking jackpot. One right answer, get you the money.
All right, players, hands on buzzers. In literature, which author wrote the 1854 novel Hard Times? Russ.
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens is correct, so we award free parking to you. That's $500 coming over. That's $72.90. We're going to load that back up with another $500 as Mr. Monopoly gives us our next roll.
6 and 5 for an 11.
And that takes us to that very specific avenue again.
Yeah, and Russ wanted it. Now he's got it. It's worth $12.75.
All right, Russ, in American politics, for how many years was J. Edgar Hoover director of the FBI? 28, 38, or 48?
He was in office for a long time. I'm going to say 48.
And I'm going to say you get some more money. $12.75 to you takes you to $85.65 as we have another roll.
6 and 1 for 7.
Oh, luxury tax.
Yeah, it's about time I start taking money from some of you people. So I need $75, please. Thank you.
All right, that moves over to the free parking jackpot, which takes us up to $725 with our next roll.
4 and 3 for 7.
All right, we passed go, and we just landed on the Reading Railroad.
I'll stop takeover time again, players. One right answer will give you a shot at somebody's property. Good luck.
All right, we did add $200 to each player for pass and go, and here comes that question for the hostile takeover. Hands on buzzers. In the human body, what C associated with feeding difficulties and common among babies can be caused by and that is Russ.
Colic.
Colic is correct, and we know what you're attacking because there's only one thing to attack.
Yeah, Jason, would you like to say? There it is.
All right, so as we know, 3 correct answers here, and you will have all of the monopolies. Anything wrong, as we know, and you're going to be paying Travis some rent money. So here comes that first question. $750 is at risk. Which pop artist studio was called The Factory?
That would be Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol is correct. We go to States Avenue, $750 at risk. In religion, one of the pillars of Islam is to make a pilgrimage to which city?
Mecca.
Mecca is correct. And now Virginia Avenue, 900 at risk. Here's the question. In geography, which sea is a Mediterranean island that is divided in two by the Attila Line?
Ooh. Let's try Corsica.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Cyprus. That means we are going to have to take away $900 from you. That will be paid over to the owner, Travis. And that means this hostile takeover was unsuccessful. Next roll, please.
I'm up on 4 minutes left in the game. Indeed, yeah, that's 2 and a 3 for a 5.
And that's New York Avenue.
Well, Russ, you just lost 900. You have a chance to get 1,000.
Russ, in the human body, in which organ are the ciliary muscles situated?
Celery. I don't have it. I'm sorry.
That would be the. I almost said that.
Say the
Toss-up.
answer.
I didn't say it. I almost
Adam
did.
and Travis need a shot at it.
Yeah, I almost messed that one up. I'm not used to you not getting it right. Travis or Adam?
Mm-mm. Definitely not.
Now it would be the I.
Oh.
All right, next roll.
We got 5 and 3 for an 8.
And that's going to take us to Ventnor Avenue.
Well, Russ, here's a chance to try to get some more money again. 11.50.
Russ, in modern history, in which country did the Great Purge take place between 1936 and 1938?
Boy. China.
No, I'm sorry. Travis or Adam?
No.
That would be the Soviet Union.
Oh.
Nothing doing. Next roll.
1 and 5 for a 6.
Community Chess, sponsored by Kevin Henry.
Chess! Community Chess!
Benevolent my ass.
And that was sponsored by Peach. All right, this community chess card says advance directly to go. So we race over to go. That means $200 for each of our players. And another roll.
6 and 3 for a 9.
That'll take us to Connecticut Avenue.
And that'll take us to another question for Russ, worth $600.
All right, Russ, what inn was a movement in theater that aimed to present ordinary life as accurately as possible?
Nope.
Travis or Adam?
Mm-mm.
Naturalism.
Mm,
All right, nothing there. Next roll.
Less than a minute and 30 to go. It's doubles, and it's an 8.
And that will take us to Community Chess, sponsored by Kevin Henry. Well, I can't believe I'm having to say this on this one, but theater seats for opening night. Yellow player, you're going to receive $200 from each of your opponents. So that means we take $200 from Adam, $200 from Travis, and that'll be $400 going into Russ's bank. I'm so sorry. Next roll.
I wasn't aware I owned the theater too, but okay.
6 and 2 for an 8.
Well, you own everything else, so. All right, the BO Railroad.
Hostile takeover time again, players. Wake up. This is probably the last chance to try to take over somebody's property.
All right, players, complete the title of this 1851 novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne, The House of the Seven what? Russ.
Gables.
Gables is correct. So we know what we're doing. We back that ass up into the magentas. All right. 3 correct answers again, and you will have taken all the monopolies. Here comes question 1 with $750 at risk. In the opera, The Magic Flute, what is Papagino's job? Is he a dog catcher or a bird catcher?
I don't have a clue. Dog catcher.
No, I'm sorry. That means that's going to cost you $750. He was a bird catcher, so we'll take that away from you. Pass that over to Travis, and that means once again, this hostile takeover was unsuccessful. Next roll. Not another roll to be had. That sound means we have come to the end of the 15-minute big money round. Let's take a look at where things stand in this moment. Right now, in third place is our red player, Adam Oliver, who has $265. In second place is our green player, Travis Coulter, with $3,465. And in first place is our gold player, Russ Bielefeld, with $7,640. Well, this is where we take our final commercial break. and we will during that time be selling back all of the upgrades on the property that each of our players own. And when we come back, we're going to add that to their total, and the highest dollar amount is going to be moving on to go once around the block for a big chunk of change and acquiring that first seat in the semifinals of Game Show Marathon 2025. So come right back here to Monopoly. Welcome back here to Monopoly, man. We had quite the fun night here tonight, but it is time to find out who is going to be moving on to take that first seat in the semifinals of the 2025 Game Show Marathon. Let's not hold on to anything. Let's get to it. As always here on Monopoly, we start with our third place player. That was Adam Oliver. He had $265 at the end of the last round. He unfortunately did not own any properties, which means no upgrades, which means no money, which means Adam ends tonight with $265.
Whoa.
Next up, our second place player was Travis Coulter. He had $3,465. When we sell back his upgrades, he was able to net an additional $750. And when we add that to his total, he finishes tonight with $4,215. And in a bit of an anticlimactic moment, we make our way over to our gold player, Russ Bielefeld, who was in first place with $7,640. He owned pretty much the entire board. And when we sell back all of those upgrades, he's able to net an additional $4,750. And we add that to his total. He finishes tonight with $12,390. Russ Bielefeld, you are tonight's winner of Monopoly, and you have just secured the first seed in the semifinals of Game Show Marathon. All right, Russ, we'll be back to talk to you here in just a few moments. But first, let's go ahead and talk to our other players. Adam Oliver, you finished tonight with that $265. We talked earlier about how you had a pretty decent start to the evening. Looked like you actually might, be able to pull something off, but then the wheels kind of came off, and unfortunately, we never could find the lug nuts.
Yeah, to say the least.
Well, but here's the important part. You did make it to the quarterfinals here of Game Show Marathon 2025, which is something I'm pretty sure about 20 other people that were here last night are not able to say. They would have loved to have been in your position. So tell me, knowing that you got to make it this far, what will you remember about this year's Game Show Marathon?
Well, then I got a $70,000 car on Price is Right.
Well, hey, that is nothing to shake a stick at there at all, to say the least, as one of my good friends would say. So, of course, you got the $265 there that you were able to win tonight. As a runner-up, you were also going to be given an additional $5,000. And then when we add that up with your winnings from Price is Right, you will be leaving this year's Game Show Marathon with $84,522. And our sincerest thanks for participating. Do you have any final words?
At least I got consolation money, then I said I wouldn't feel too horrible after my, let's just say, mediocre performance.
Well, hey, don't look at it that way. Again, just look at it as you went up against two really great players, and you did the best that you could. And again, you made it to the quarterfinals. There's plenty of us that would have loved to have made it here. So congratulations to you. And again, we hope we'll see you back again next year as a part of the 2026 marathon.
Well, let's see what happens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Oliver, give it up for him one more time. That's a lot of money to be going home with. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of. As we now go over to our green podium, our good friend Travis Coulter. Travis, $4,215 here in a defeat today. You gave it your best run here. Unfortunately, I just think too many monopolies you were behind, and just not enough opportunities to be landed on. Tell me how you're feeling.
I would say I would have loved for the ride to continue, but this is the roller coaster known as Game Show Marathon. Night one, everybody's on like high excitement, hoping they can at least get the point to relax as being chosen. And then and then it slowly rises into excitement as you're like, okay, I gotta go to my quarterfinal game and see if I can get through it. And, this is the point where I got to get off the ride. So it was fun. Definitely want to try again next year, and we'll see what happens.
Well, and hey, as we said there to Adam just a minute ago, you gave it a heck of a run. $4,215, of course, you get to hold on to that. And again, as a runner-up, you're going to net an additional $5,000. And with the previous money that you had won in Price is Right of $2,500, that means you're going to be leaving this year's marathon with $11,715. Congratulations to you on that. Any parting words?
Thanks so much for having me.
Say that again?
I said thank you so much for having me.
Hey, it was always good having you, and I'm sure that you will continue to be around and be a force to be reckoned with here at MVG. And we look forward to having you back in the announcers booth whenever the season of Monopoly continues later on. So congratulations one more time there for Travis Coulter. As now, of course, we make it over to the man of the hour, Mr. Russ Bielefeld, $12,390. Russ, you've got to be on cloud nine right now.
No, kind of a little tired because we did start late, of course.
Yes. That is definitely on me. We did get a little bit of a late start. As of the filming of this, my very first child, not only did she turn 18 just a few days ago, but she graduated high school tonight. So that got us a little bit of a late start. But as always, I appreciate everybody for sticking around. But yeah, $12,390, Russ. And I've got some more good news for you. As being the winner, we're going to give you an additional $10,000. So when we take that, as well as what you already had in the Price is Right, right now, you are at $25,494. But I've got a question for you, Russ. Is that enough?
Oh, well, of course not. There has to be more.
There has to be more. And you know how we find out what more there is? It's by going once around the block. All right, as we get ready for once around the block here, of course, I will remind everybody, Russ, you have a chance to win some big additional cash here. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. So, of course, you would normally have 5 rolls to be able to get yourself around the board, but of course, in our game, if you have a successful hostile takeover, that gives you either an additional roll, or you were able to cancel out a roll that doesn't work out in your favor, and you get to choose when you want to use that. So it's not going to show up there at the bottom of your screen, but do remember you have basically what we would call an insurance marker. So if you need an extra roll, you'll have it, or if you want to cancel something bad out, it is there for you. Now, of course, you're going to be trying to make your way all the way around this board one complete time. But it's not going to be just as easy as roll, and let's see what happens. Of course, we're going to add some extra go-to-jail spaces on top of the one that's in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to put 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So if you would, give me your 1 on 2nd Street that'll be between St. Charles Place and New York Avenue.
It's going to go on States Avenue.
All right, States Avenue. Now we need one on 3rd Street between Kentucky Avenue and Marvin Gardens.
It's going to be on the Waterworks.
The Waterworks. And now we need 2 on 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
They will be on Short Line and Luxury Tax.
All right, Short Line and the Luxury Tax. All right, so we've got that all set up. So now let's remind you, for every spot that you are able to make it around the board here, we're going to add $100 into that center jackpot. And of course, if you are either able to use all of your rolls up, or you decide to walk away at any point, that money will be yours to keep and go in with what you've already won so far. Now, if you hit one of those go to jail spaces, though, all that money, it's gone. Just from the bonus game, you get to keep everything from the front game and what you won in the Price is Right. Now, of course, if you can make it all the way around the board, this is Game Show Marathon. We needed to do a little something more.
Yes.
You make it all the way past go, and you're going to walk out of here tonight with an additional $50,000 of cold hard cash.
That
But that's
sounds
not
good,
all.
but I think there's maybe a little more you can offer me. Perhaps?
Maybe a little something more, because if you can become the 3rd person all time to land exactly on go, you know we like to double things around here, so that's going to double if you land on go to $100,000.
That's the number I wanted to hear.
And I do want to throw this little tidbit in, because I need you to just know this, because you've not been here in a long time and you might not know it. Had you stolen that last property group from Travis right now, you would have been playing Millionaires Club.
Yeah.
You would have been playing for $1 million.
Yeah, I know. I had 2 shots at it, but I just kind of crapped out there at the end.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Scruggs will talk to you during the off-air time. But with that being said, we wish you the best of luck here, Russ. We've got Jason over there. He's going to be manning the rock and roller. You've got the red button in front of you. So whenever you're ready, let's do it. Let's go once around this block and win you some big money. That rock and roller is fired up. You hit that button when you're ready for it to stop.
Beep.
4 and 5 for a 9.
All right, good start there. That's $900 in your center pot. You have 4 rolls remaining. Right now, your only bad roll is a 4. So continue on, or do you want to take that 900 and move on to the semifinals?
It wouldn't be any fun if I walked out after the first roll. Let's go again.
I agree. All right, rock and roller is a moving. Hit that red button.
Half black.
1 and 2 for a 3.
Oh, good.
All right, $300 more in. $1,200 is what you've got in that center jackpot. You have 3 rolls remaining, of course, with the insurance card as well. You have no bad rolls here. You can't roll a 1, so nothing bad's coming up. So I assume you want to go on, but I need to hear it from you.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
All right, let's do it. Fire up that rock and roller, and the red button is yours.
Boink.
5 and 3 for an 8.
All right, another $800 goes in. $2,000. I can offer you $2,000 right now to walk away, or you can continue pushing on. 2 rolls with an insurance marker left. Bad rolls 8 and 10. So you've got some high frequency stuff sitting there. What's your pleasure?
Let's go.
He's going. That rock and roller's fired up. Whenever you're ready.
Whack.
5 and 3 for an 8.
Well, that's an 8. Well, call again. That.
So we will cancel that out. All right. So with that, go ahead, fire that rock and roller back up. Now, no here. You've got to go.
Yep.
Since you canceled that out. So no 8, no 10.
Whoop.
5 and 1 for a 6.
All right, another $600. $2,600 is what we got. All right, so let's take a look here. One roll remaining for you. You could walk away with that $2,600 and take no risk here because there is risk to be had. Or you can continue on hoping for doubles. We've not seen any yet. But know that you've got things in your way. A 2, a 4, a 9, and a 12. So you have got all 4 of those you could hit here. So add $2,600 to your money and move on to the semifinals. Do you take that last big roll and hope a double can be found?
I was just looking in the chat here and I saw that James was deafened, but I think I am going to put this money in the bank.
All right, so you are walking away. That is your final answer?
Yes.
All right, he's doing it. So that $2,600, we add that to what he got in the front. That's $14,990. So again, we add on what he was already able to do. So with that 14, let's clear that out there. 14,990. We give you the extra 10 grand, and then the $3,104 from the Price is Right. Meaning right now, as you move into the semifinals, you have $28,094 to your name. I know the money sounds good, but I know it's got to feel even better knowing that you're in the semifinals.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a but there, but I'm going to assume that was a yep. So
Yeah. That was a very tired yes.
Okay, well, hey, congratulations to you. We're, of course, going to be closing out the show here in a minute. You will be back here, I believe, about 3 days from now for your semifinal matchup. So we look forward to seeing you then, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one last time there for our first semifinalist, Mr. Russ Bielefeld. All right, now I bring in Jason Myers. Jason, man, yeah, I really thought Russ was living on the edge there. I almost fully expected him to go for it.
Yeah, no telling what would have happened had he did. But just for shiggles, I'm just going to roll it. Just because he had one roll left, what would have happened?
Yeah, let's see.
He would have had a 7.
So a 7.
So he wouldn't have got there, but
whatever.
Yeah, it would have been safe. Would have had an additional $700, but hey,
it's only 700. He's got 28,000 plus. Right.
Who needs $700 when you've already got 28,000? So
exactly.
But yeah, I'm telling you right now, Jason, Russ is going to be a handful for anybody that's a part of this marathon moving forward. For them to even have a chance to knock him off in whatever game they wind up facing him in.
Indeed, and he's to kind of correct you a little bit. He's not the first one to punch his ticket into the semis. That was Aaron Glenn on night number 1. So Russ joins Aaron in the semifinals. So just imagine those two going at each other.
Oh man.
Ding, ding,
Man,
ding. Somebody get a referee in this building now.
Yeah, well,
Right,
at least it's not going to be in the Price is Right. That's already done.
Right.
Hey, don't say that too loud. Brandon might hear you and decide to just switch stuff up just to screw with you. So,
Oh, God.
No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that to him. Like the format's
yes,
already set.
it
You stop.
But yeah, so like I said, I don't think at the end of the day it is going to matter. This is going to, I think, truly be a marathon for the ages, Jason.
Oh, definitely. Community chest! Shut up, Kevin.
No, Kevin.
I swear, if a coconut had a beer belly and a bad attitude, that would describe Kevin Henry. Let that one seep through your head for a little while. I'm sure I'll be getting a phone call tomorrow about that one as well.
Yeah. Good luck trying to sleep to get that image out of your head.
Things that make you go,
I've already lost enough sleep last couple of days. I still got Definition After Dark haunting me.
I'm sorry.
But hey, let me tell you, Game Show Marathon, it is one of our favorite times of the year. We hope that you guys have been able to enjoy this first night of the quarterfinals. Tomorrow night, we're going to be back again. I know Brandon's with us. Brandon, what should we expect for night 2?
Well, for night 3 coming up, let's say I will actually be back here tomorrow with our next 3 quarterfinalists as they get ready to spin and win and playing, of course, America's favorite game show, Wheel of Fortune. That's coming up tomorrow here on the Marathon.
Yes, I like to speak a bit in the future tense. So, yes, when I say night 2, I'm talking night 2 of the quarters. But, yes, overall night 3, that is very true. And maybe I'll eventually get it right. And who knows, maybe eventually Brandon will let me host in Marathon again. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, I guess technically if I get to host again next year, that means I'll have to sit out a year after that because I'll have rolled doubles 3 years in a row. No laughs on that. I figured I would have gotten something. But, yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for being a part of this. We love bringing you this each and every year, and we hope you will join us back here again tomorrow night as we play that wheel spinny thing where things are landed on and people guess letters, and then they try to solve puzzles, and then they kind of get in a fight at the end. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But, yeah, Wheel of Fortune will be up here.
$250 on a continent. Not looking at anybody in particular.
Well, one time Lawrence McNeil tried to spend $250 on a continent, and we're still not exactly sure where the continent of Constantinople is. But But to Lawrence McNeil, all we can say is thank you, and to those of you that watch things here at MVG Productions, we say a very heartfelt thank you as well. But we'll be back again tomorrow night for more of Game Show Marathon right here, MVG Productions. Until then, good night, everybody.
This is Kevin Henry speaking for Game Show Marathon. A presentation of MVG Productions.